Hey, what's up guys? How you doing? How's your week been? I hope your training has been going strong. On the topic of training, if the intro montage was not enough of a giveaway, safe to say, training this week, or big lifts this week, didn't exactly go to plan. If you guys caught last week's video, you'll know that of course I was talking about my training. I was talking about how I was coming to the end of my training phase and everything was moving really well. So I was kind of going into this week with a lot of confidence, hoping I was going to hit some new numbers, and it didn't happen. Spoilers, I got none of my lifts. However, in the interest of always being transparent and making sure to kind of like show you guys accurately that training, whether it be weight loss, weight gain, strength gain, anything like that, no training plan is just a smooth either uphill or downhill trend. It is full of ups and downs and it's all part of the process. So today I thought I would just kind of talk about it anyway. I had the initial intention of sort of shooting this like a vlog with some sort of cool fancy camera angles, hence the intro montage. And when things didn't go to plan, I was like, okay, I'm going to change this. So today, let's talk about the lifts anyway, my progress, and what I plan to do following this. So let's get it. Alright, so to begin with, first things first, as a kind of quick recap from last week's video, I mentioned that I was coming to the end of my current training phase, which has been running for about 9 weeks, and I was feeling really good. Like last week, basically all of my previous 1 rep maxes, I managed to sort of move them pretty easily. They felt kind of like a sort of RP 8, 8.5, which basically means that they were feeling relatively smooth, you know, definitely not max, which would kind of put me in like a really good position. I went in this week feeling super confident, thinking, you know what, if my previous maxes are moving so smooth, this week is gonna be great. And honestly, I am kind of still quite tired. I've been having a lot of sort of, you know, work stress and whatnot. And even though I woke up on the day not feeling physically tired, clearly there's a lot of kind of like mental fatigue and whatnot, because tiredness and fatigue can take various different forms. Sometimes you're just physically tired, other times you're mentally tired, and either way, it has an impact on your training. So regardless, I went into it still super positive, thinking, yo, we're gonna get this. And my goal for the day was to try and get a 150 kilogram squat. It was to do a 110 kilogram bench, which I had previously failed. And it was either to do a 220 kilogram deadlift or a 230 kilogram deadlift. On the left are my previous maxes. This is what I was hoping for. So that was kind of the intention. So obviously you start off with squats, always squat, bench, deadlift. So we started with squats and everything seemed to be moving, you know, relatively good for the most part. Then I got to my previous max, which was 140 kilograms, and I moved. I got the squat, but it didn't move as fast as it did last week, and it was only kind of just about parallel. So already that was kind of like a little sort of doubt in my mind. I was like, I was hoping that was going to be a lot easier. But still, regardless, I was like, we're going to try it. So we went in to try the 150 kilogram squat. I got to just above parallel. The problem is, you know, in order for the squat to really count, especially for me, especially considering I want to get into powerlifting, I need it to be either parallel or below parallel. Like I need to have a good quality, like full depth squat. So I wasn't going to count that. I mean, it was nice because if you compare it to the last time I tried 150 kilograms, the last time I sort of lost core stability, sort of buckled a little bit, managed to recover. So it was better than last time, but it still wasn't a lift. Also, it's worth noting that for squats specifically, it's a little bit difficult for me to kind of go full 1 rep max when I'm training at home. I'm not in a cage, so I don't have like a place to drop the bar. I don't have a spotter. So it's hard to really go to like absolute failure. And squats have always been like a confidence thing for me. Like if you don't have the confidence of having a spotter or a cage or some means to basically evacuate if it doesn't work, then it's quite hard to just like have the confidence to just sink all the way down. So yeah, basically it didn't work out. I tried a second time, which honestly I shouldn't have done, because on a 1 rep max day, it takes a lot to try and sort of push for those big numbers and you kind of accrue a lot of sort of fatigue in the process. So trying again, knowing that I still had bench press and deadlift, was probably not the smartest idea. And in hindsight, I could have just like slapped on 5 kilograms and gone for like a 5k GPR. But regardless, point is, tried again, second time, no way. Like I didn't have the confidence at all. I got barely any depth at all and was like, nope, this is not happening. So we cancelled that. Anyway, moving forward to bench press, I was then like, cool, you know what? This one's been feeling really good recently. I must have this. Like 105, my previous max, moved so easily last week. I must have this. I'm only going to like 110. For bench press specifically, I always just do 5 kilogram increments because chest and press in general has always been like a weak point for me. So I kind of go up in much smaller increments. But this just didn't want to move. I mean, I tried 3 different times. The first time, wasn't too great. The second time I was so close. Like, you can see this. I got this from a couple of different angles. There was literally, if I had have moved it up 1 more centimeter, I reckon I would have been able to push the lockout, but that just wasn't happening. And then the third attempt just didn't move at all. So again, I kind of did the silly thing in that I attempted multiple times just because I really wanted to get it. But then of course in doing that, I was accruing more fatigue. And then I got to the deadlifts and I was like, look, right, deadlifts are my strong point. I always get these. And I thought, you know what? At least I can end the session with a new deadlift PR. Nope. Got to do 210 kilograms, which was my previous max. That did not want to move. I mean, I got it off the ground a little bit, but then things just didn't feel right. Obviously, I started to lose form a little bit. It's, you know, when you're deadlifting, there's a certain degree of upper back rounding, which is allowed. My lower back was still straight and secure, but regardless, it wasn't perfect. It didn't really kind of feel like it was moving very well. So I just dropped it. I tried that a second time. It just wasn't happening. So basically, all of the lifts were a complete flop. I thought I was going to go in. I thought I would finally be able to enter the 1,000-pound club. Sadly, that is not the case. We live to fight another day. But it's really important to notice on this because I think in times like this, if this was like a few years back, I probably would have been like pretty bummed out. But honestly, it's always important when you kind of take a look at training to look at things as a whole. Because yes, on the day, I didn't get my numbers. Sure. But if I look at my training phase across the past 9 weeks, I am so incredibly happy with the progress I've made. You know, I am stronger, I am leaner, things are moving nicer. The fact that I am able to move my previous 1 rep maxes, for the most part, apart from last week, you know, relatively smoothly, already is a sign that I've got stronger. The fact that previously, at the start of the training phase versus the end of the training phase, weights that I were previously lifting for lower reps, I'm now lifting more, or I'm lifting them smoother, I'm lifting them more confidently. So it's very important just to remember that even though some days you might not get your lifts, if you look at training as a whole, generally speaking, provided that you're making progress and you're applying the principles of progressive overload, which again, if you guys want a reminder on what that is, I will link the video down below. But basically, provided you are either lifting more, doing more reps, just in general making some form of progress, then it's fine. Because honestly, for a lot of people, for most people, lifting like single big numbers isn't really important. Like, I just do it because obviously it's useful to find out like where I'm at with my training, and obviously in the future I do want to get into powerlifting. So for me, it is a goal. But for most people, it's really not important. You know, there's no like, it's not an ego thing. It's not like, yo, I can lift this much weight. I couldn't care less about that. It's just from a progression point of view. But for a lot of people, that doesn't even matter. So provided you're making progress, then that's the main thing. I mean, liken it to a video game, right? Say you play like Pokemon and you go through to fight a gym leader, and while going through the gym, your Pokemon are leveling up. Then you get to the gym leader and he completely destroys you. You wipe out, you find yourself back at the Pokemon Center, but your Pokemon team are higher levels, meaning that you have made some progress, and then next time you go back in, you're stronger, and you get that victory. So that's basically what it is, right? Yes, there are setbacks. Yes, you won't always get your lifts, but I love training. I love the process. So it just means we get back to work. So that's pretty much it. That was just a quick kind of a recap reflection on my last week, which didn't necessarily go too well, but regardless, I'm still happy. So don't let failures or setbacks kind of like, you know, knock your confidence. Just see them as an opportunity to improve. Anyway, that's it for the time being. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Be sure to keep it locked because next week we'll be back with some more stuff. And again, as always, let me know in the comments down below what you want to know more about. Got some helpful videos coming your way soon. So yeah, catch you guys next Sunday.